What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey guys, it's Leva Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey guys, this is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TBT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
It's time once again for the Weekly Pour, the show that knows everything about absolutely nothing. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
What's up?
Hey.
Howdy. I'm TBT.
In forever.
It's like we've not seen each other in like hours. It seems like we're totally doing this the wrong way. What's up, everybody? I'm TBT. This guy over here, that's Ace. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. This is episode carry the 148. We are 2 away from the mighty 50. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
For a minute.
Yeah, this is actually our second episode that we've done today. The first is something we'll talk about a little bit later, but it's one that was recorded earlier today, and we will make an announcement on it and when it's going to be available for you, the listening peeps, and watching, actually, because there is video that will be posted up on the up right here on the YouTubes, and then audio everywhere else for those of you that don't watch us and catch us at a later time. Everybody jump in the chat. It's good to see everybody. Everybody's going in there. Make sure you smash that thumbs up button. Natalie's already told y'all to do that. She's the moderator. So if you're not going to listen to the damn moderator, then I'm going to fire her and hire someone else. I mean, listen to the moderator. Gosh, what's going on? Is there anything going on these days? The only thing I hear about anymore, I swear, is just Motley Crue. It's Motley Crue this, Motley Crue that, everything Motley Crue.
I find it hilarious that, in a way, that a band, of course, they're huge, but these guys are older people. The older people that in real life would be retired, and yet they bicker like children.
Yeah, they well, I'm not even going to say it because we they bicker like women. Damn it, I said it. I'm in trouble already. We're not even 3 minutes into this thing, and I'm already in trouble. Anyway, it's Motley Crue this, Motley Crue that. Everything that's going on with the whole thing with this lawsuit that came out by Mick Mars. If you haven't went to our Facebook page, you need to make sure you go. Not only you need to like the page and follow us, but I posted the entire lawsuit that Mick Mars filed in the state of California, county of Los Angeles, where he's basically suing Motley Crue for basically for kicking him out. It's 30 pages long, 29 pages long. It's a lot. It's a lot of pages long. I lost count.
It's like a short novel.
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely a short novel. If they would have taken out all of the legal mumbo jumbo, it'd have been like a page and a half. I mean,
then it wouldn't be a legal thriller.
True.
Yeah.
True. Very interesting comments that are made in this lawsuit, which I'm sure we'll dive into. But before we get into that, let's remind everybody that Metallica finally drops their new album this week. 72 Seasons comes out. When's it come out? Like in a couple days. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Friday.
The 14th. So Friday.
It should be Friday.
72 Seasons finally drops their first album in 7-8 years, something like that. They are currently doing a homestead, if you will, on the Jimmy Kimmel Show. I watched the first performance from that last night.
They built
And
a house.
they did. They built like a house right on the set, and they get their mail delivered, pizza.
Yeah,
Um,
on the
yeah,
homestead.
exactly. Exactly. They have a homestead exemption. Um, unlike our taxes, their property taxes did not go up. Um, so we won't see them anytime soon and to pay their taxes. But yeah, that comes out Friday, so make sure that you're ready to download that digitally or go on their website. You can order the vinyl, the CD, the cassette tape. 77 minutes of music. I know one of the songs that we were just talking before we went on the air was 7 minutes long and includes a solo that is pretty long. It clocks in around a minute, and I know a minute's not long, but for a solo, it is. You got to figure the
Pretty
solo
long.
that from Nuno Betancourt probably wasn't that long. It just it thrashes and it goes pretty quick. So I'm assuming that this one's going to be pretty good, supposedly.
The review I'm looking at, this is a review from Ultimate Classic Rock, says that more than half of the tracks run for 6+ minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it says there's heavy weight being carried, so be prepared for the long haul. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but
I don't either.
it says 72 seasons straddles this midline, so meaning between commercial and thrash. It's straddling that midline, pushing closer to its predecessor's bludgeoning impact of thematic commitment over easy riffs.
Wow.
And that goes for most of the track. 6.5 minutes of thematic straddling.
Thematic straddling. I actually saw that on Pornhub this weekend. Thematic straddling. I think I'm pretty sure it was thematic. It was amateur nonetheless.
So it's not saying anything particularly bad about it, though.
No, I've not read it. There's some reviews that are out there, and I've not seen anything that's coming in saying, "Oh, it's horrible." The 1-2-3 punch of 72 seasons, shadows follow, and screaming suicide. I guess really set it off and get it going. So I'm 77 minutes is a lot. It's a lot of listening. I would have to drive back and forth to work many times to listen to the entire album all at once. Kind of like I did with the new Winger song that was released last week. It all comes back around, which I believe was posted on our Facebook.
It was,
and that song itself clocks in at 7.5 minutes.
No, that's unusual for Winger, also.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it's a good 7.5 minutes.
Right. There's nothing wrong with the long song.
No,
at all, as long as it's good, and obviously that one is. And this one, the Metallica review goes on to say that the soul cleansing of 72 seasons feels genuine. A lifetime of burdens lifted, at least partially for now. So it's acting like this is some sort of cathartic album for Metallica, like they're trying to shake some demons or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's some heavy stuff, man.
Yeah, like big words. Not only that, Robert Trujillo has actually contributed vocals for the first time on a Metallica album.
Man, I wonder how that came about.
They probably said, "Hey, Rob, you want to sing on this?" He probably said yes. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of cool. I mean, we hear Jason all the time. You know, you go to concerts when Jason Newsted was part of the band. He'd always sing, "Search and Destroy" or "Seek and Destroy." So you'd get to hear him all the time. I can't recall ever hearing Robert outside of a live concert. So it will be interesting to hear him on a track.
So you're saying it wasn't unusual to switch up the vocals occasionally in concert with Jason Newsted?
Oh no, not at all. It was a common thing. If it didn't happen, I would be more surprised. So
I didn't know that. I am not an aficionado of live Metallica. Never saw them live.
You should be. You need to be.
Well, you went without me.
This is true. I did.
Yes.
Yes.
You had remember when you had the box, the nice box seats
Oh yeah.
in the VIP room with the
Oh yeah.
waitress.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was supposed to be in on that, and somehow I missed the boat.
How did you miss the bus on that?
The person that was switching up the tickets,
Right.
switched them up on me. I think there was just so many people demanding to go get in these seats that were bigger Metallica fans than I guess. And somehow I got left off.
Because there were 4 of us that ended up in that box. I can remember them. Yeah, there was only 4 of us. Well, there were only 4 of us that went together that ended up in that box.
Yeah.
Only one of which we still work with.
Yes,
Yeah.
You're right.
And
I just wasn't cool
enough. I don't know.
Ace was not cool enough.
Yeah. What is that?
That's never happened.
Yeah. It's blasphemy. It's whatever you said, electronic straddling or whatever it was you just said.
Electronic straddling.
I don't remember. It was big words like less than or like 2 minutes ago. Yeah, apparently you missed the bus. You missed out because you got on the boat and we took the bus. That was what was said in the chat. Yes, Natalie, thank you. It was thematic straddling. I wonder if it's like pneumatic straddling. Could you imagine?
See, these are all different things, though. These are different categories on Pornhub, I'm sure.
They are.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, just when you go in it, there's a search bar up at the top and just type in thematic or pneumatic or automatic straddling.
Man.
Yeah. It's weird.
Kind of painful.
Yeah, it's a little. Natalie, put yourself in time out. I'm not even going to mention what she said. However, I'm sure the chat will give her shit.
So, regardless, we're looking forward to the Metallica record.
Yes.
Like what we've heard. And Friday, we get the whole shebang, the Big Lebowski.
Yes. Not in the theater. I'm not going to a theater to watch it. Because they've done something where you can go to the theater and like listen to the whole album release party kind of thing. Nope, not doing it.
What would that cost? Do you have a price on that you can recall?
No, but I have the interwebs.
I bet it's less than Vinnie Vincent's release party of $500. I guarantee that. That's what I was getting at.
Okay, here it is. It is $399.
Oh wow, not by much.
I'm just joking.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. It doesn't say. I mean, I'm sure it says somewhere, but I can't find it. Metallica will use movie theaters to host worldwide listening party for 72 seasons. Global premiere the night before its full release on the 13th. Blah 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 blah. Blah, 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 pneumatic straddling, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it doesn't say. You know what? I wonder if it's, I was going to say, I wonder if it is up to the theater, but I don't think so because it just said you could get tickets. And I just clicked it, and now I'm on some freaking reel on Instagram, and it's trying to pull me into automatic pneumatic straddling. I gotta quit. I gotta get away. Yeah, it doesn't say. I don't see where it says. Tickets available at metallica.film. So I guess that's where I have to go. Nothing like being on a podcast and surfing the interwebs while you're doing the show just to get information. Okay, so Louisville, Cinemark Tinseltown in Louisville, which is close to us. Not that I want to go to downtown Louisville right now. Adam tickets $15.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the cost of a movie.
So is that on Friday as well?
It
Well,
is AMC Classic in another town near us, Bloomington, Thursday, 7 p.m., $15 ticket.
Okay, so Thursday you can go watch the movie.
The night before.
Night before. Friday you can buy the record.
Correct.
You can go to your local store if you have one and purchase said record.
Correct.
Such as Music and More Records if you're
With
in the
our friend Kathy.
if you're in the Utica area.
Yes.
Or somewhere just like it.
Exactly.
Although I will say there's no place just like it.
No.
If you've never been there.
Right. What's the more? So what's more?
The more would be DVDs.
Okay.
There's music, concert, live DVDs. There is apparel.
Right.
So you can buy some pretty cool leather jackets there that are very metal. You can buy shirts.
Did you just get a text and read it?
I did. This iPad's amazing. Like, I can't do this exactly on my iPhone as I can do on the iPad.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, you can get just very cassettes,
but that's still music
and apparel.
Okay,
as I said.
so apparel would be in the more category.
Correct. You can also purchase a record player.
Oh,
brand new in the box.
That's not music, but it's reference to.
It's an accessory to and necessary for.
I like it.
So, if you're a novice and you want to go in and start collecting vinyl, you can get hooked up with vinyl and buy the actual machine that plays said vinyl.
If I was thirsty, could I purchase a beverage?
No.
No.
There are no beverages. There's a lifting station.
A lifting station?
Listening.
Oh, I thought you said lifting, like for poop.
You can sit down with a record that you're not sure about and play said record and listen through a set of headphones.
Oh.
See if you like it. See how it sounds. See how it sounds on headphones. It's pretty cool. If you like it, you purchase it.
Can I pump up the jam? Pump it up?
You can, but only through the headphones.
Oh.
You have to be careful.
I'm going to have to take a trip.
You should.
Nice cup.
You should. You should go up there and check it out. And you can always see the owner because she's awesome.
Yes. I think she should open up Music and More Records 2 here.
Well, I've said that for almost as long as I've known her.
There you go. But now I'm saying it almost as long as this show.
When she was down a few years ago, we were driving around where we live.
Right.
And I was purposefully pointing out spots where she could rent for her store.
Exactly.
You could rent there. So,
as she mentions in the chat, T-shirts, accessories. I'm not sure what accessories are. Vinyl cleaning supplies, memorabilia, CDs, DVDs, and free slaps with every order. That's great. Free slaps. Yeah, Natalie makes a good point. If she were in the town of Bloomington, she'd make a killing. I do believe that is true, especially with the college that is up there in that area. Oh, and puppy kisses. We get puppy kisses too. I'm in.
That's true.
Yeah, you had me at puppy kisses. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's true. You get puppy kisses.
Yeah, that's actually exciting because I like puppies. I'm going to get to this in a second. I just see if I can get the picture to save so that I can put it on the screen because there's a T-shirt right now that's causing a bit of controversy.
What's that?
Well, I have to find it first. So you got to bear with me. Here it is. This T-shirt's causing some controversy. It's been pulled from the...
If it says theatric straddling or something.
Does not say theatrical straddling or pneumatic or automatic. This T-shirt's been pulled off of the. It's been pulled off the shelves at Walmart.
Really?
Yeah. Recycle, reuse, renew, rethink. Pulled off the shelves.
What am I missing?
I will give people 5 seconds, 10 seconds to look at the shirt and tell me why Walmart has pulled it off the air or off of their shelves. Obviously, you can't see it if you're listening.
Oh my
and not,
lord!
Oh, you must have just found it. Do I zoom in if I'm able to? I'm not able to.
You
I
have to
can't.
really look though and know what you're looking for. Come
Yes. Can do you see the hand on your screen?
on. No, there's no
Okay,
hand.
that must just be on my side. Okay, then I don't know. Wow, I have to catch up. So this is on here, pulled off the shelves of Walmart because of the first letter in cycle, use, new, and think. All right, take your little hand, cover the screen. That would be CUNT. I am buying one. I found it. I Googled it, found the shirt. I'm buying one to show my support for recycling, reusing. Are you froze or is your hand on your cheek? Like, can you even? You're gone. He left. I don't even know where he went. We're going to continue. I'll just do it by myself till he shows back up. That's the t shirt. I'm going to buy one. I don't know about you, but I'm buying one. Is that what you ask for when you? Oh, yes, that is exactly what you ask for when you lose a close election. I'm going to hit the little button here. Oh, look who decided to join us again.
Well, I got to thinking. I wonder if I even turned my Wi-Fi back on after I left your place earlier.
Ah, good call.
But to describe that shirt for
yes,
the radio listener,
uh-huh,
the podcast listener,
yes,
that was a shirt that in block letters had the R and E, and then the rest of it recycle.
Yes, cycle,
Use.
use.
They were listed in a row on top of each other, so that when the CUNT were right in a row, it spelled a certain word that's naughty.
Yes. Now, without saying that word, but combining it with someone in the chat points out that a recunt, that is what you ask for when you lose a close erection. I mean, election. What?
Oh,
Get it? Close erection? It's a close erection. I need a recunt. That is humor, ladies and gentlemen. Humor on a Tuesday. I'm out. See you next week. That was pretty good. I thought.
So no, I hadn't heard about that, and they're pulling those.
See you next Tuesday.
Oh my lord!
I just spelt it again. That's
is
brilliant. Natalie, I'll give you props.
Shirts. That's on our shirt.
Yep. See you next Tuesday. We're putting it on a t-shirt. Natalie, you know what to do. Natalie, for those that don't know, she designs a lot of our logos. I'll give her mad props for it. And she sends me logos and designs at like random times of the day and night. You now have a job. See you next Tuesday. And it better spell out pneumatic. No, you know what it's supposed to do. But anyway.
So, referencing Metallica again, real quick.
Yes.
You saw the article about people criticizing Kirk Hammett's solo.
Yeah, on Lux Eterna.
Lux Eterna. I'm just skimming through it real quick, but apparently, this is kind of funny that there's other people thinking they can maybe do it better, and they are posting videos of them playing the song, but incorporating a new solo in the song.
Yeah.
And so Kirk is seeing these and just getting a kick out of it because he's laughing quite a bit.
Here's my thing. Who gives a shit if you could play it better? What are you playing better? A solo that a rock star has put on a song?
Or a solo you made up.
Right.
That's what these people are doing. They're making their own.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Great.
sorry. I'm pretty sure that Kirk Hammett can play the solo that he wrote better than you.
And I'm sure Kirk Hammett's worried about what you think of that solo, I guess. I mean,
I guarantee he's not.
what are this? You said 72 minutes on the record or something like that. Lengthy
No, it's
record,
72 seasons in the record, but it runs for 77 minutes.
77 minutes. So in 77 minutes, you don't like one solo. I think he's okay.
Yeah. Get over it. Find something else to bitch about, like the cost of concert tickets.
Oh, no.
I mention that because we've discussed over the course of probably 6 or 7 episodes, dropping little hints and stuff about ticket prices.
Right.
Taylor Swift, when her whole Ticketmaster debacle happened, and that caused a big riff and everything. You mentioned one either last week or the week before.
Talk about Robert Smith of The Cure,
Right.
who was telling people to not buy his tickets if the fees were going to be exorbitant, and that a ticket price should be a ticket price.
Right. Well, now Avenged Sevenfold has introduced Ticket Pass, which is their own blockchain-based verification and reward system for anyone that chooses to participate. The band said that for now it's an early beta launch, but their Ticket Pass system is free, eco-friendly, and requires very few steps to make sure you can acquire the tickets you desire. And again, this is all basically because of the whole Ticketmaster debacle and the fees that are put in and all that. So somebody else is now trying a different way to get tickets or offer them to the fans.
It's set up like a reward system.
Right.
Broken into tiers over time, it says, and rewarding people who have been participating in merchandise, listening habits, music consumption, live events, and other metrics. So over the course of a year, if you purchase a t-shirt, vinyl, or have been to 4 shows, we will be able to upgrade your ticket pass and allow you to purchase tickets sooner than others who have not.
Right.
Interesting.
Sure. I mean, you can still do it the old-fashioned way and just go to Ticketmaster or StubHub or wherever else you want to get your ticket, but that's just an option, especially for a huge fan of Avenged Sevenfold. You now have your option to get your tickets another way, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah, this says you'll get early access to Ticketmaster to buy show tickets, which will allow some people to bypass Ticketmaster's highly controversial dynamic pricing system. So that's pretty cool if you can bypass some of the bullshit that they like to do.
Exactly. And I don't know when the last time you went to Ticketmaster was, but I went on the other day to just look. I wasn't going to buy any tickets for anything, but I was looking, and I remember it used to be fairly easy. Now they come up with like a picture of the stadium or the park or wherever you're at, and if you want to buy just a normal ticket, you can. But if you're trying to find like a ticket with a fan, like a fan club pass or a meet and greet pass. Sometimes, like I'm gonna, for example, Steel Panther. Last time I went and seen Steel Panther, I did the meet and greet. You buy that separately. Like I got it from the Steel Panther website.
Okay.
From there, I did the same thing I did with Striper. You buy that. It does not come with a show ticket. So now you have to also go buy the show ticket. Well, some bands, and I believe it was this last summer during Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison tour, that you could actually go on Ticketmaster and buy your ticket, but also buy a certain tier of meet and greet for, let's say, Poison. It's difficult once you get in there to really find what you're looking for. And it's like you have to go back to the search bar and type in, meet and greet, Poison, every rose has its thorn level or something like that. Now you're going to be able to find it. Nothing but a good time. But now you've got it. But it made it very difficult, and Ticketmaster just sucks, plain and simple.
Well, and if you're not quick enough, it reloads, it restarts. You lose the seat you were looking for.
Exactly. I'm not a fan.
I'm not either, and I'm glad that people are finally maybe trying to find other ways to do things. Is this a similar fight that Pearl Jam did years and years ago?
I think so, and I'm pretty sure that I want to say it was pretty successful for them at the time, and then it all just kind of faded away.
Yeah, once people quit hearing about it, probably.
Right.
Yes. So yeah,
I don't know. All right, Motley Crue. The amount of rock stars that have came out in support of Mick Mars, I at first wanted to say it was astonishing. However, I think because of the egos of the remaining 3 members, I think everybody's coming out to say Mick Mars is absolutely correct. Now, what he has done is he has filed this lawsuit. Basically, I think it kind of boils down to, we'll say, wrongful termination. Because if you remember, if everybody remembers the when we heard about this was Mick Mars saying, "Hey, I can no longer tour with the band, so therefore I'm stepping aside from touring."
Just touring.
However, he would come back to do shows here and there. Like if they did a residency, he would do it. If they had appearances, he would do it. It was simply albums. It was simply touring. That's all we were led to believe as fans. So now,
because Mick Mars has this medical condition that is just worsening over time.
Correct.
And making the touring is just too hard for him at his age and his advanced medical condition.
Yes, he's got AS. He's always had AS.
Pronounce it.
AS, as. So he has that and leaves the band, leaves from touring, as it's pointed out to us. But now it come to find out there was some discussion about how much money he was going to get following the his release, his stopping from touring. But apparently he was officially let go from the band, like I would almost say illegally, and it specifically says in the lawsuit that he was let go because he couldn't tour because of his AS, and they said he couldn't play. That he was using backing tracks, which Mick comes back and says he's been playing the whole time.
Right.
That Nikki is the one that's been using backing tracks, and on occasion, so has Tommy Lee.
Right. That's shocking right there. The drum backing tracks. They also have said, well, Mick has also said that parts of the vocal that Vince Neil does is a track, which I can't be.
Which part? The bad part or the worst part? I mean, Vince, everybody knows this is nothing new. I'm not saying anything that's a big shocker. Everybody knows Vince hasn't been able to sing for years.
Right.
He literally gets up there, and I did a show for the and holds the mic out.
Yeah.
For the crowd to sing the words. But the parts he does sing, it's like he's just mimicking the sound that the lyrics make,
Yeah, the melody,
the
kind of.
melodies and all that, and not actually saying words that yeah, Jackie Chan could not understand the words that are coming out of his mouth.
Another part of this is Mick saying, and I'm estimating, I'm guessing actually that in this corporation that's Motley Crue, uh, he had a quarter stake. There's four members,
Exactly.
so he had 25%, and they knocked him down at one point to 5%. 5%
Yeah, they John Cena'd him.
for a founding member of a legendary rock band.
Yeah. What kind of shit is that?
Well, right, and we talked to John Corabi
Mm-hmm.
about Mick's playing ability when we had him on,
Right.
because they brought Corabi in, Motley Crue did, to play guitar parts on Generation Swine because they were frustrated with Mick's supposed lack of creativity.
Right.
That was their complaint. Now they're just saying that he just can't play.
Yeah, all
And
of a sudden, where'd that come from?
right, and alleging that he has some sort of cognitive dysfunction.
Forgets notes, forgets how to play a specific song.
Or starts playing the wrong song. And stuff like that happens though. Occasionally.
Here's the thing though, if something like that happened, do you not think that in today's day of technology and and iPhones that people would be recording that and sending it to Blabbermouth or
just posting it on
or
YouTube.
just posting it, tweeting it, whatever, it goes viral. Oh my gosh. They were supposed to play, girls, 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 and he started playing Dr. Feelgood. I'm pretty sure that would get noticed. So I think
Right.
I think it's BS. I call the flag.
Right, because if you look at any article from the tour, it was or any YouTube video from the tour, it was about either Vince or Tommy Lee not being there. There was nothing about Mick Mars, not a thing. We talked about it, how impressive we were that he was able to get up on stage and do this every night.
Exactly.
And still be playing these songs.
Yep.
Yeah. So
they give a bunch of factual allegations. They give a bunch of information on the background of this lawsuit does, talking about the beginnings of Motley Crue, and this is actually stuff that was in the dirt. That the name Motley Crue came from Mick Mars.
Right.
He's the one that came up with that name. He's been in the band 41 years, playing rhythm guitar, singing background vocals. But he throws some jabs out there. And this is band controversy. And when you read item number 28 in the petition for writ of mandate, this one's the one that I like. When he starts talking about something, he goes, here's 27. The 41 years with Motley Crue was not without incident. Two of the members, not Mars in parentheses, were addicted to heroin for much of their careers, and one has had a continuous severe alcohol addiction. 28. One of the members, not Mars, was in the middle of a 3-day cocaine and alcohol binge. When he ran out of alcohol, drove to a liquor store for more liquor with at least 2 times the legal blood alcohol limit. On his way home, he got into an accident doing 65 and a 25, killing his passenger, Razzle.
Right. Razzle.
A fellow musician for which he was convicted of manslaughter, sent to jail and 5 years of probation in order to pay $2.6 million restitution with 200 hours of community service. Years later, he filed for bankruptcy. He was later fired from the band. That was Vince Neil.
Right.
But what I find funny is the parentheses. Not Mars. Not Mick. He goes on to
for a reason.
Yeah, he goes on to talk about Vince Neil attacking a record producer. violent incidents, and ultimately being convicted of felony spousal abuse. That was Tommy, I believe, for repeatedly kicking his wife while she was holding their 7-week-old baby. I don't know.
Who?
That may have been
Who?
Vince. I don't know. I don't remember. Another band member, not Mars, in parentheses, was jailed in Japan under the influence of halcyon and alcohol and reacting to finding out about Mars' relationship with the backup dancer, which is actually McMar's wife. They got married. They
Right.
traveled together. He hurled a bottle of Jack Daniels at Mars to scare him and ended up injuring a random Japanese passenger in the head when the bottle shattered on the front wall of a railroad car on a bullet train. The point I'm trying to make here is there's no holds barred in this lawsuit.
No, he's pointing out it's nothing we don't know, but he's
Right.
pointing out every instance or incident that these guys have pulled that he wasn't involved in. You know, his name wasn't in the papers or the tabloids, or I mean, does he even get into Tommy's relationship with Pamela when he would go nuts on the set of Baywatch because she's kissing her co-star and
Right.
tear up her trailer, and they had to bar him from the set
Yeah.
because of his jealous rages he would go into.
Yeah. And
Not Mars.
no, not Mars. He goes on to talk about Nikki Sixx gaslighting. He said it came to a crescendo during the stadium tour when Sixx, knowing that this was Mars' last tour as a result of his increasingly painful and debilitating AS, and apparently already plotting to force him out of the band and take his shares, repeatedly told Mars that he was playing the wrong chords and that fans were complaining about his playing. Not one single time during that tour was there ever any indication that he was playing wrong chords. That had been all
I never
over the
heard it.
place.
Did you hear a complaint ever?
No. If anything, I heard they were awesome. I still heard Poison was the best on the whole thing, but the
Yeah.
Motley Crue was good.
Yes. Even with Vince and his limitations, he had his good days
Everybody
and
was
bad.
good except for Vince.
Yeah. Well, but he had his moments.
Yeah. Astonishingly, Sixx made these claims about Mark's playing while he did not play a single note on bass during the entire U.S. tour. Ironically, 100% of Sixx's bass parts were nothing but recordings. Sixx was seen fist pumping in the air with his strumming hand while the bass parts were playing. In fact, a significant portion of Neil's vocals were also pre recorded, as you alleged to a while ago. Even some of Lee's drum parts. Some fans actually noticed that Lee was walking towards his drum set as they heard his drum part begin. Mars, at times, did play the wrong chords, but not due to cognitive dysfunction. He was playing live, and his in-ear monitors were constantly malfunctioning, causing Mars to be unable to hear his own instrument. There was a release either yesterday or today, I don't remember, of what Mick Mars would hear in his in-ear monitor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you hear the countdown of going into a song 1, 2, 3, 4, and then going into it, but it would also tell you what song. You've also got your
Click track.
yeah, you've got your click track going so you can keep beat. And you can hear Mars playing. Sounded fine to me.
Huh. Well,
And
but
I
we
agree
know
that that's only one time. I mean, that's one monitor over the course of the entire summer, but
what in-ear monitors can do when they're not right, because we had an article over the summer before the Journey tour started. There was a report about Arnel Panera being able to sound amazing again because he had struggled in previous tours.
right.
But they figured out that his in-ear monitors were a mess because the sound guy was terrible. They fired that guy and hired a new guy, and apparently knows how to handle this stuff. And now Arnell can sing again miraculously.
Point number 47 kind of says what we're saying. The fact is that Mars is rarely mocked or criticized online. He's a quiet member of the group who shows up to play and puts his heart and soul into each performance. Conversely, the other band members are often criticized online, particularly Vince Neil, who is routinely torn to shreds for, among other things, not remembering the songs.
Wow.
That's proven. You can go on YouTube right
Yes.
now, type in
Yes.
Vince Neil sucks, Vince Neil singing, Vince Neil forgets lyrics, and you can see it. There's no mistaking it. None. Mars' last concert date was September 9th, 2022. So if there's a claim that it was because of his AS, that right there, that's a win. That's a slam dunk. Because you're talking about, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and he's got an ADA case right there.
Sure. I think he's got a case, period. Do you think this whole thing is motivated simply because he's perceived as a weak link that they can,
No,
kind of push out and get their buddy in?
no, I don't. I think it's greed.
That's probably part of it. I don't know what they're paying John 5, but it's probably not a quarter.
No,
Of
it's
the
probably not.
ownership
But
of Motley
if they're
Crue.
gonna pay $5 to Mick, I would not be surprised if they're paying Johnny $20.
Right.
Because that'd be that equal up to the 25%. There's a lot of other stuff in here about the corporation of Motley Crue itself and how they voted to, fire him and fire Mars and all this stuff. If you've not read it, you need to get on there and read it. Like I said, it's on our Facebook page. There's just a lot to it. There's shareholder meetings, which I don't understand shareholder. I've never seen Motley Crue stock. So I'm not really sure what they what shares they're talking about.
Sounds like something Gene Simmons would really eat up. The Kiss stock.
Yeah.
And he mails it to you, and it's got his face on it.
It's on a tongue. Your stock is tongue stock. That'd be the same as like beef stock, right? It's tongue stock. But anyway, read it. It's well worth the read. We could spend hours, really actually discussing this whole thing.
We could
But
get
good
granular.
grief. What's that?
I said we could get granular.
Oh yeah.
Really
It's just it's too much. It's a lot. It's an awful lot. But I'm hoping it goes through. Like I said, there's been a lot of support for Mick Mars. There was an article I was reading earlier where somebody had actually went through the same ordeal with their band, and they completely supported Mick and said, "Oh yeah." Neil Sean from Journey, he's one that's sitting there going, "Yeah,
Well, Neil's right in the middle of a lawsuit right now.
yeah, exactly."
With people that he's on stage with every night.
Yeah,
which to me is fascinating. But the business side of music, because it's the music business, is not pretty. It never has been. We've heard for years about songwriters and artists getting shortchanged on their royalties, and things like that. This is nothing new. It's just shocking to me that we're this far down the road with a band, and this is what we've ended up with.
Yeah.
And we haven't even discussed the Kiss stuff.
No.
Because the day before, Ace Frehley, who's got his beef with Paul Stanley, going on Howard Stern and complaining that basically if Ace Frehley and Peter Criss were to play with Kiss again, they would just have to call it Piss because it would be terrible.
Yeah.
I know you thought that was hilarious, but Ace Frehley, is a legendary guitar player, a founding member of that band, and can play lights out. I saw him not that long ago, and he's amazing.
Right.
So Ace demands an apology from Paul Stanley, and shortly after demanding the apology, gets a phone call.
which was very nice of him to call him.
Yeah, Paul Stanley called him, and his response to Ace was, "Fuck you, Ace. I'm not apologizing." And he hung he hung up. And that's where we're at with Kiss. I want to remind everyone that these people are in their 70s. And this is where we're at. This is where we're at.
Now, I want to back up real quick in our chat. One of our listeners, Mike, he states that he sold his shares of Crew stock back in 1991, so he missed out on the. He missed out on it. He sold them in 91 around the Karabi time, so he missed out. Now I don't know if you saw this. Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, but Stephen Piercy made a tweet in regards to this whole Motley Crue debacle. And he goes,
Stephen Piercy, who's been in numerous lawsuits.
Exactly.
With his own band. Go ahead.
Yeah. He goes, he says, "Sorry, kids. It's been going on since circa 82. Why Robin and I never understood. This was during the Gladiators period. If Robin was around, he'd speak up on this mess in a second, believe me. And not to be happy. I've told my rat tail already." But so there's Stephen Piercy saying, "Look, bitches, this shit's been going on forever." So, 1982. I mean, and that kind of corresponds with what Mick was saying in the lawsuit. You know, that they've been trying to get rid of him since, almost since the day he gave him the name.
If you go through just various stories that Mick has told, or even the book, I think it might be in the book, The Dirt. There are times where he always felt like they were trying to put him down, bully him. It just feels like, they think they're the cool kids, and Mick is on the outside for some reason. And I don't know why they would be that separation, but you have him in the band for a reason, and you put him in, and you didn't have a second guitar player. You had one guitar player.
Right.
That you allowed to be the one guitar player. Yeah. So if he was good enough on the first 3-4 the classic records up to Motley, Dr. Feelgood, why is he not good now?
There's no Motley Crue without Mick Mars.
Well, we talked about this. Mick Mars, Tommy Lee, Vince Neil, Nikki Sixx. That's Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Period. And to change that up and reduce this guy to having to sue you because you don't want to stand on stage with a guy that has AS, as you say.
Well, and here's a legit point that Mick said. I believe it's in the lawsuit or it was in an interview I read. Him and Nikki are the two that never left the band. Neither fired nor left. Because you remember Tommy left when he got into his whole techno thing.
Right. Was it Mayhem, Mothers of Mayhem? What was it, the band?
Methods of Mayhem.
Methods of Mayhem.
Or Methods, I don't know. But yeah, he went through his thing, left Motley Crue. Vince left, fired, whatever, and we got Karabi. They could have continued, a little bit different sound, of course, but they could continue. They can continue without Tommy. They did. You can continue without Nikki, because apparently anybody can play when you're recording the tracks. Mick gives them that dynamic sound, that raw guitar. I mean, that sound.
I sit and think a lot of times that Mick Mars is underrated.
Mm-hmm.
That there are a lot of solos that are perfect. One of my favorite songs Motley Crue does is "Louder Than Hell" off of
yeah,
the one with the two faces on it.
Yeah, Theater of Pain.
Theater of Pain. The solo in that is short, but it's perfect. It's like a song within a song. It's perfect. he just does all kinds of great stuff. I got one in my head right now. Home Sweet Home. The end of Home Sweet Home.
Yeah.
I love that solo.
You're All I Need. Very controversial song.
Oh, I love that
However,
song.
it's amazing. So yeah,
So,
this is something that's not going to. This is going to be around for a while. This is not going to. This isn't going to be settled out of court anytime soon. This is going to be a long one.
you know, and I don't think that any amount of money is going to make Mick feel better about any of this.
I don't think it's about the money.
No, but he's got, what recourse does he have except to sue them?
Right.
You know, and you know, hit him where it hurts.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't blame him if this is how he feels. I just
Right in
don't
the
think it's
purse strings.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to make him happy, and it's not going to get him back in the band. That's for sure. And why
No.
would you want to?
No, exactly. I definitely wouldn't. I mean, not now. But if there was something brewing, and boom, it exploded, and it took over everything, and it exploded big time. And now we know what Mick's thing is. We know the story on his side. Motley Crue's put out a rebuttal 3 or 4 times. It's not convincing.
No, Nikki said something that made it sound like he was trying to, you know, kind of take the high road, but it also came off as dismissive. I
Right.
thought, you know, I will always love Mick and whatever, but I'd have to look it up. I don't know if it's worth looking up, but it was dismissive. I didn't like it.
Yeah,
Not
it's
that
almost like he was told, don't say anything negative. Keep it cordial because they'll use it
Right.
against you. So you got to, fucking play nice
Sure.
or whatever.
Sure, you're right. You know,
Which, whatever.
well, and another thing, you know, Vince Neil, he's been on the bad side of the Tommy Lee, Nikki Sixx dynamic as well. I don't think he's one that's going to speak out. He's got a cozy little spot where he don't have to sing
Yeah,
very well, and he gets paid a lot of money to not sing very well. So
yeah,
why would he rock the boat?
exactly. He's still getting his 25%.
Yeah, because he's back in their good graces now.
Well, and part of the argument was, Mick shouldn't get any money from this touring, from this tour that they're doing, with Motley Crue going to
Shouldn't
South
get what?
America and Europe. Shouldn't get any money. Shouldn't get paid. Did you catch that?
Was he on the tour? Yeah,
No,
was he
I'm
on
talking
the
about the
tour,
tour
or
now.
is
The
that
tour that they're doing now
was
with Johnny Five.
okay? That he shouldn't get paid any of that.
Yeah.
But I think that's part of the deal, isn't it? That's the contract he has, is that he gets paid for some of that touring, even if he's not there.
Yep.
Yeah. And they're just tired of paying that money out for something they're not getting.
Exactly. And you know what? Whatever. It'll be figured out eventually. And when they get it figured out, hopefully it's not too late. But I'm hoping that it all goes in Mick's favor because I don't know, for some reason this is just, to me, seems to be all Mick.
Yeah. Well, and the thing I worry about though is that the casual fan will still want to go see Motley Crue, and fine, you want to go see Motley Crue,
Right.
and they may not care that Mick Mars is not up there. I hope they do. They do care that he's not up there, but you know, I just don't know that they will.
Yeah, exactly. They may just want to go just so they can say they've been to Motley Crue, which I get
Right,
it.
and that's the whole situation with Kiss as well, using the backing tracks, and one of the things Paul Stanley said on Howard Stern was when asked about backing tracks from Howard was I don't think the fans care.
Yeah.
And I thought, what? And Howard said the right thing. He said, I care. I'm a fan. I care. I care if you're up there singing, that sort of thing. The prices you pay for this stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and you get Nikki Sixx not playing a bass the whole tour. Tommy Lee not playing the drums. I mean, this is a guy with a broken rib at one point.
Yeah, I had this exact conversation with somebody today who was like, "Oh, I don't care," and I was like, "Well, think about it. If you're a fan, you want to go see them play. You want to see your band play. You don't want to go up there and have them Milli Vanilli this. I want to hear the screw ups in bass. I want to hear the feedback when you get too close to your monitor. I want to hear that because that is a live rock show.
Yeah, I want to
I
hear
don't want to hear
bad.
perfection. If I want perfection, I'll listen to the DVD or the CD.
Right. Agreed.
I mean, look at someone. We'll get off this horse here in a second, but look at somebody like Pink, a pop star. She's flying up in the damn air on trapeze. She's still singing. She's not backtracking that shit. Long live Pink.
Not that I know of. Pink is an amazing singer.
Yes, she is.
Amazing.
Yep.
She's got a new record. Not to get pop rant, but she's got a new record I need to dig into. I've not even messed with it.
I would dig into that like it was. Anyway, yeah, I like Pink. Anyway, moving on, because we could, like I said, we could keep going on this Molly Crew thing for a while. This Friday.
Oh, yay. We're going to talk about this.
Yes, I need to. I gotta see if I can pull this up. Okay, I can. This Friday will be a special episode of the Weekly Pour after today's conversation. Ace came over to my place today and we had an awesome conversation with Milienko. I always have trouble with this. Matejevich. I always have difficulty with that. Milienko is the lead singer for Steelheart. We had probably about a 30-minute conversation. He had with Ace and I. It was awesome. We thought maybe we were going to lose him there for a short little bit because of some internet connections, I think, on his end, but it was saved and we were able to continue it. It's a fantastic conversation. We talk about Steelheart. We talk about the upcoming album. We've got some news on there about the tour. He's touring. Actually, Ace and I and another buddy of ours will be seeing them July 29th up in Terre Haute, Indiana. That's going to be with Steelheart, Firehouse, Winger, and Jack Russell's Great White, which of course we'll be talking about as that gets closer. But it's very important. We want everybody to tune in on Friday. And why can't these things come up and actually look right? They do this to me all the time. Right here, we're going to post it on the YouTubes. Friday is our conversation with Milienko. 30-some minutes. Please give it a listen. I think you'll like it. What are you doing, Ace?
I'm just looking at this banner you got.
Well, look, I'll leave you up and I'll cover myself. Is that better? Now the show is complete. Check it out. We're going to post this on Friday just as a little added bonus for the week. It is not taking the place of any show. It is also not going to count towards our 50th episode because we don't want to, even though, whatever. We may, I don't know. But take a listen. Enjoy it. I will warn you now that this was something that had to be recorded via a Zoom meeting, and apparently for whatever reason Zoom does not record in HD like 1080 or 4K bajillion or whatever. But listen to it. It's awesome. There's actually a part in there where we get a little, I'd say, some breaking news about one of the songs that is on this Steelheart 30 album.
Right. He talks about it in other interviews, but he never mentions the the news we're talking about, because it's a duet. It's a redone single of Steelheart. It's I'll Never Let You Go, but it's a duet, and he reveals who that person is he does the duet with.
Yes, and which was awesome. When we heard that, he goes, "Well, the cat's. I might as well let the cat out of the bag." So it's going to be one of those, I think, where you hear it first on the Weekly Pour podcast, which is kind of cool. Little breaking news, a little release of the cat out of the bag, if you will, from the lead singer of Steelheart, Milienko. So that's going to be Friday. We'll drop it probably Friday a.m. If I forget, and then it'll be Friday p.m. But you'll have all weekend to listen to it. Don't wait until Sunday, because we may pull it and only give you a limited chance to listen to it. That's not true. We'll leave it up. We need the traffic anyway. But as normal, we want to thank Kathy. Kathy was again in the chat, as she always is. Kathy with Music and More Records. If you need or you're looking for that special album, get with Kathy, or that special accessory, or if you just want to get slapped, go see Kathy. It's free slap with every purchase. That's Music and More Records. You can see that sign right behind Ace there on his wall. I need one of those. And Jason, of course, I believe Jason was in earlier. Jason with Bad Company Barbecue. Jason's been working on some stuff. He shared a little bit of information with me earlier, and all I can say is I cannot wait. And you're going to love it. So that's Jason at badcompanyBarbecue.com. Check him out. Him and Kathy both are on all the socials. Thanks again to Natalie, who's our moderator again this week. She made it one more week without getting put into prison. But after the comments, which I'm sure Ace will go back through and see.
Yes, I see them.
Yeah, you will see what she put, and you may decide yourself to put her in prison for a week. So again, don't forget, tune in Friday. You're going to have our interview. So check it out. Until then, Ace is looking for the dogs that are barking in his house, and
Yeah.
we will see you guys next week. Bye.
See you.